Welcome to the Week 3 wrap-up for this 13th season of Blood, Sweat, and Beers. The last of the noob edition. How you doing?
Not bad. How are you, man?
Not too bad. If I don't pay attention to football, I'm better. But
especially after yesterday or what, Sunday.
Sunday was rough.
Well, I was happy about the field goal because that meant the Niners lost the game, so I was just fine with that.
That's a good thing. I don't have a lot of preference when it comes to the NFC West, but I guess I just don't like I've never really liked the Seahawks.
I think unless you're a Cowboys fan, pretty much everyone can agree that you don't like the Cowboys.
It seems to be the case. I don't know why that is. I mean, I know personally why it is, but I don't know,
Right.
Whatever.
For me, it stems back from way back when the Cardinals were in the NFC East. So naturally, I don't like the Cowboys then. So
I can understand that. That was the only game that ever sold out here. Was when the Cowboys came.
Even more reason I didn't like it because we go to the games and everyone's wearing Cowboys gear.
Yep.
Except for me, I'm the little kid wearing my Cardinals gear, and I was the only one.
Yeah, that can be rough. But anyway, so welcome to your first week wrap up.
Yeah.
How are you liking the league so far? Having a good time?
I like it. It's fun. It was a good lead to come back. To come back to fantasy football, and wasn't one where you go to. I mean, I overdid it, and I was in too many leagues, and then scaled back, and then just it became not fun, and it would have been not good to come back to a league that just stale, nobody's talking, and so it's fun to have the WhatsApp smack talk board there. So
yeah, that was always fun. John actually instituted that several years ago. We would just use email or whatever the ESPN app provided, but it wasn't nearly as much fun when we started that WhatsApp group. It got a lot more interesting, a lot more conversation, a lot more on Sunday or game day, and it even continues through the off season, really, depending on what's going on. Everybody will kind of keep in touch. So it's been kind of fun. So we're glad to have you start back up with us.
Yeah,
we try to have fun. It's not all business. It is a game, so we try to have a little bit of fun with it.
I would have been a lot happier to come back to my first little interview here or whatever, 3-0, but that couldn't push me over the hump. I had to be down 2.5 at the end of that game.
Yeah, it's rough sometimes. I'm not sure what happened to my game. There was a stat adjustment overnight. I was only 1.5 points down, and I was hoping I'd get a stat adjustment in the other direction, and somehow I lost like 3 points overnight. I don't know what happened, but I went from maybe there's a chance to I lost.
Right.
But that's okay. Starting 0-3 is rough. I really appreciate that Zach is doing what he said he was going to do. Take his losses, just be the whipping boy, and show up next season. So because otherwise I'd be in last place. But thankfully he is.
He's sparing you.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on some of the teams? You've been looking over the competition, the rosters, and some of the scores and things.
A little bit, probably not as much as I should be. I did notice. I didn't look at it too much this week. I was thinking, Keith's team was real scary because he had that 1 week where it was like 190 or something obscene, but this week he's got 88. So that's a lot more manageable of a score. But
yeah, our first score under 100 for the year. Yeah, and well under 100.
It seems like most, it seems like it's pretty even for the most part, but I gotta say, you know, whatever we want to call him, Don Chris, his team looks pretty solid. He's 3-0, and I don't see a lot of holes there. So I think he's probably the one to beat.
You got him as the front runner so far.
It's kind of looking that way. I mean, he's the only one that's. I mean, first off, he's the only one that's undefeated at this point that I can see.
Hoffman, Augustus Gloop 9 is also 3-0.
Oh, he is. I see. Yeah, you're right. And yeah, I don't know. That's pretty solid there too. Anytime you got Stafford and Cooper Kupp this year, and the way the Rams look this year, I don't see him having much concerns throughout the rest of the season. That's for sure.
So you like Don Chris, like his team. Gloop's good too. Are you really just looking at the scores? Have you seen this projections, the final standing projections? Have you seen that on the league homepage?
I did. I haven't looked at it in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, see, I went from all the way down to 4. It did not like how I fared this week. Of course, I got AJ Brown that's hurt now, and Judy's been hurt. Let's see, where is it? So as of right now, what's it say? Well, see, it says light rail. They got up to 1 now. So
yeah, it's it goes into a black box and it spits out a number, and that's all we know.
And so, you either believe it or you don't.
Cool. Anything that you want to share with us that, I mean, most of us know you and have known you for a long time, but there's, a handful of guys that have never met you before this.
Yeah, well, actually, so, I mean, yeah, like you said, most people know me. I think I've got a pretty good bead on how everyone ties in. I mean, Don Chris is pretty easy. It's Joey's brother.
Right.
It seems like John is from Ohio, and you know him from back when you lived there, but now he moved to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Zach lives, and that's how he ties in. The one I haven't figured out is Keith. Where does Keith fit into the equation?
We're still trying to figure that out. Anyway, so you were the one saying something about a relative that buys bourbon and scotch. Is that right?
Yeah, my cousin.
So where does your cousin live?
Vegas.
Okay. We're gonna have to maybe get together and do a group buy or something. But yeah, so we'll have to figure something out. That'd be kind of fun to do something maybe for the end of the year wrap up. If we get to the point where we can feel decent about being in the same room
all
at the
together.
same time. We still have 4 months or so.
We can hang out in in the whiskey room that the draft took place in. So, well, my cousin said that and I found out from him, but for those of us that are in the Valley, there's a place that people up in Vegas say is really good to get rare stuff here, and it's actually in Scottsdale area. It is I haven't been yet. My cousin just told me about it last week, but apparently people that he knows up there have been recommending that place down here.
All right. Well, so anything that you want to share with the rest of the league, the guys, anything that we need to know about you as we continue on through this season?
I don't know. I can't really think of anything specific. I mean, like you said, most of the guys kind of already know my background and history, so I don't really I can't really think of anything that is a need to know scenario. So
we got you as a Cardinals fan, lifelong Cardinals fan, and a pretty decent bourbon hookup. So I mean, is there really anything else?
we got the priorities covered.
I mean, the most important thing. So
yeah.
All right, man. Well, I don't want Dad to get upset with me that I took too much of your time today. So thank you for joining for the weekly wrap up. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, and we'll see you on the message board. If you don't edit this out of the video, I'm sure it's going to come up once more.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Sometimes when it goes into the editing room, it just depends on how I'm feeling at the time at the moment. So we'll see if I poke a little bit more or not.